The long dark took everything from us. It took our crops, our countries, and for many of us, our lives. We managed to survive underground, burrowed underneath the corpse that is this earth. So many years have passed, we have lost track of time. Yet there are still those who live with us that remember what the surface once was and long for its return. Balking against the mandates of the ordered government and the qui sustenant, there are those that would dare risk their freedom and even their lives to see one last glimpse of what the surface once was. We are the brave. We are the bold. We are the ones that seek the surface. We seek the land of Viridian, the one that was once promised to us.
All right, so last we checked, Decimeth purloined some loins from a poor half-elf who's just trying to live his best life on this festival day. And Embryn went out for wraps. So we start with Embryn because, that's a topical point. Embryn, you just walked out of the wash. You are immediately in the Gremlin Sprawl, which is kind of like the impoverished area of this big village. To you, it's like the biggest village you've ever seen. Because, you were born in the Underdark. You are a dirt baby. There are people running around. You see, the classic snatch purses that you would see like in an inner city, doing their thing. Because you're a little bit more perceptive than most, you see, hands going in pockets that they shouldn't be going into as people are like walking around the Gremlin Sprawl with wraps, lower quality ale because that's what they can afford. A lot of carousing, a lot of people in areas talking very loudly. There's a lot of, revelry and all that stuff. And everyone's talking about the Fuxa tournament. There's a lot of people jazzed about it. People are talking about like, Bowley's got this, and they're like, I don't know. Whiskers has been a up and coming contender.
Whiskers. That's the name of my champion.
Whiskers isn't anything. He just came on the scene. Who is even this guy? And they're like, no. He knocked out Oleg. Like, he's legit. The sports fan talks of like who's legit, who isn't.
I do a double check to make sure my coin purse is well secured beneath my armor, possibly next to a hand knife if necessary.
Yeah, I mean it's there for the moment.
Good. I'll keep the necessary coin like in hand so I don't have to go feeling around my shit, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you see the map in front of you. For those at home, I'll narrate what the corridors and alleyways look like as they come up. Where would you like to go?
You know what? I'm just gonna look for a jovial group or person with one of those good-looking wraps in hand and say, "Hey, where'd you get that?"
A very handsome gentleman, human, ochre features, more melanated, is like talking with a couple of his friends. He's got very beautiful like brown eyes, and he's like talking with like a Kenku, which was the second Kenku you've seen. This guy's got like a white mohawk stripe kind of deal.
Sweet.
And a half orc. They're kind of just shooting the breeze. They're talking about the Fuxa tournament. The Bishonen man is very pro Whiskers. The half orc is like, well, that remains to be seen. He just came in on the scene. I don't know. And the handsome guy is like, no, really. Like, this guy he's so crazy. I've never seen anyone with outboxing like him. This guy's the real deal. Like, I don't know where he got his agility from. And it's back and forth. And, they seem to be very lost in their conversation as you approach.
Hate to interrupt sports fans, but I'd like to get a bite to eat. So, would one of you mind telling me where I could score one of those wraps?
The handsome guy goes, "Oh yeah, I would go check out the the village, the Pineville village over there. Everything's kind of fresh cut directly from the farm. It's super awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. I just came here myself, This is like my first what is even the name of this festival anyways? And the half orc kind of shrugs. He's like downing like a bottle of whiskey by himself. The Kenku is actually being, not a savage and has like a saucer that it's drinking out of. So he points you in the direction of the Pineville Village, which is southeast from here. It's like maybe 10 blocks from here.
Yeah, sounds like it's worth it. So,
hey, little miss, be careful with your coin purse. Yeah, this isn't the most up and up area of the city.
I'm gonna flash him the biggest smile and just say, "I know."
Yeah, you probably should get someone to, chaperone you. And the half orc kind of rolls his eyes.
Chaperone.
Yeah, you should get your friends if you can go in a group. Gets kind of rough around these parts.
She'll be fine.
No. Somebody out there needs to get hit with a lightning bolt, is what Zoob is saying.
Carrack and Decimeth, do you guys follow after her? She kind of just wandered out of the wash.
It's probably a good idea to follow after her.
Yeah, like when she doesn't come back quickly, I definitely want to figure out where she was headed.
I guess if you trail her, you see her talking with this handsome guy and his half orc and Kenku friend. The Kenku is more concerned with drinking than anything that's going on within the world, and the half orc is, in his drink, and he's kind of watching his friend interact with Embryn and rolling his eyes.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna wander over and be like, you find out where the food's at?
Oh, you nerds wanted to follow me after all?
Good to see that you're being chaperoned. That's good.
Oof. Big oof.
Oh my god.
For context, Embryn is kind of on the shorter spectrum, right? She's like 5 foot something.
Something. I mean,
you do have your bow with you, but like, still, she looks like a kid.
She is also wearing effing armor, though.
True.
yeah, it's kind of like that jockey situation where, yeah, I might be of smaller frame,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm definitely skilled and I'm definitely an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not necessarily apparent to people. So, like, this might become a thing.
That was kind of my perspective. So, I had to lean into the, oh, you're a precious little girl type of deal.
So, the direction we're heading to goes through rough territory and also borders on the High District, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm popping mage armor. I feel like this is going to end with us killing that lady on the way to get food.
Yeah. Knowing how petty you guys are, that is within the realm of possibility.
Listen, that's why Decimeth is happily following. Oh, look, what's over there? I saw it go into the High District.
Sure is a lot of red on these walls. Not sure how that got there.
Oh, hello, Decimeth. Fancy Man here was just telling me that the food from the farm is in this direction.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And I, of course, just stroll up.
We should make haste.
Sipping booze between lines of the incantation for mage armor.
Yeah, I would check Oleg's booth. He's got a pretty good free-range farm over there. Finest poultry legs this side of, I guess, the post-apocalypse.
Now, did you mention that this Oleg got knocked out? Is that the same Oleg?
Oh, yeah. He's actually a pretty prominent fighter. It was really surprising when Whiskers took him out. It was, blew our minds and made me a believer for sure.
Cheap shot on Oleg, I tell you.
That's what I said. Whiskers is doing underhanded stuff,
Yep. Unbelievable. Unbecoming of the combat sport.
The half-orc looks at his friend, sees someone gets it. Look, a win's a win. Whiskers got the upper hand. Oleg slipped, and things happen, That's Folksa.
He slipped. Okay. But you are right. The game only measures wins and losses. Nothing else matters. Doesn't matter. There's no asterisk next to the win. So
Oleg never should have gone for the shooting star press. That's
well, that is a reference no one's going to get aside from us. The half-orc kind of rolls his eyes and goes, I'm just saying, that man put a thumb in his eye when he went for the half plum.
Yeah, you caught that too, huh? That's fine. They'll get him on the rematch. I've got good money riding on it.
Yeah, well, he better, because next time I put a wager, I don't want to lose 20 gold.
20 gold.
20 gold.
That's
That's walking around money. Damn.
Yeah.
That's more money than I currently have on me, and I'm a noble. Like,
Yeah, well, I thought it was a sure bet, and I called in a couple of favors. Not really happy about the results.
ooh, I know how that feels.
That's betting, my friend.
Yep.
It is what it is. The human shrugs.
something tells me that guy works for Barlavan now.
Now,
You say that out loud. I
yeah.
have a thing prepared for that.
No, I'm saying that out loud.
Oh
that's
my
like
god.
that's like me to Decimeth.
Oh, Barlavan. Yeah, I've heard about him. He's quite an up and comer in this area. Has a lot of fingers in his pies.
Yeah,
You know, swords, sorcery, the whole deal. Half-orc rolls his eyes again.
that man's magical script, chef kiss, perfect.
I'm losing my appetite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I bought a scroll from me yesterday, and seemingly works fine. You know, just wanted to do some housekeeping around the house, and certainly helped a little bit. Though it was saying things in a language I didn't understand, but I guess that's just how magic works. I don't really know.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's exactly how magic works.
I can't argue with results. I mean, it cleaned up my house just fine. Half-orc rolls his eyes almost audibly.
Embryn is staring fire into the back of Carrack's head. As in, like, what the hell did you just say?
Like, I've got some drinks in me now, so this is gonna be even worse than before. Like,
Oh no.
The Kenku is has finished his little saucer and is now actually very delicately pouring from a white bottle into the stone saucer he has, and proceeds to continue imbibing. The half-orc continues to get lost in his drink, continues to look at his human friend.
well, I could talk about Barlavan all day, but we should really be going.
Yeah, I would suggest Oleg's tent, enjoy. I mean, best turkey legs I've had. And I've had a lot. He kind of taps his stomach. He's got a little bit of a paunch. Seems like he's a bit of an older gentleman too.
All right, let's definitely not drive by that noble lady.
Yeah, let's go get robbed. I'll walk away.
we won't be robbed. I'm here. Let's go.
So, for this purpose, Decimeth, I'm going to have you roll a survival check with advantage
Yes.
because you are in your native habitat.
1, 2. Nice.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's quite the spread.
yeah, seriously. So, Decimeth, you know a couple of back alleyways. Everything is very cluttered in the Gremlin sprawl. It's houses packed together on houses. It's sardine levels of compact, and the alleyways are just kind of a natural conclusion of these very small gaps between housing developments. So you kind of find your way around the back alleys, weeding your way through piles of trash on either side of you. The smells and the life of a kind of inner city wafts into your nostrils, intermingled with the smells of fresh wraps and whatever ale was spilled in the alleyway because the guy had a little bit too much to drink, and it's kind of intermingled with that vom smell.
Ah, I love that smell.
Which one?
All of them.
They create quite the bouquet together.
Yeah, so moving the icon over here. So you pass through the Gremlin sprawl into Pineville without really much issue. You do, Decimeth, catch a couple of pickpockets getting a little handsy with Carrack, because he's wearing finery.
Right. The royal.
Yeah.
I imagine I just shoo them off.
They gotta get inside my shield first, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So, they are a bit confused when their hands bounce off your mage armor, and then they see a very intimidating tiefling with who's triple wielding ale and a turkey leg somehow.
Just
And they back off.
Get out of here.
Man, this is dumb. Says Embryn, feeling largely ignored.
You enter Pineville, and Embryn, you see the sigil of your clan kind of prominently displayed all over the place.
What?
This is an underlock settlement, it looks like, for all intents and purposes. You know, your area kind of had the sigil over the place as kind of a nod, be like, this is our area in Newton. Here, it's like proudly, prominently displayed everywhere. Kind of like, you know, if Coca-Cola owned an area, it would just be Coke everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Embryn's kind of taking account of decisions she's made. I mean, she kind of just left. Am I gonna get sent home? Is this gonna be like go to your room situation? Like,
If you need some fast talk, I'm pretty sure we got you covered. So
oh God.
People are wandering around the square. Well, not really a square. It's really just a series of, basically, if you've been to like the Big E or a similar festival, for those that aren't from the Northeast, it's kind of like a bunch of tents all over the place with their booths that sell whatever wares they're selling. And it's kind of set up in like a row by row formation. And, you know, you have those like tents that's like farm fresh turkey, the greatest bread in all the land, that type of thing.
Farmer's market meets carnival energy.
Yeah. People buying ale, people getting turkey legs, people getting bread with stuff stuffed inside of it, you know, that type of feel. And, you know, it's very raucous. There's music, traditional like folk music playing in the background, very spirited, very, you know, full of life and vibrant.
Feels like home.
You very much do get that feel, Embryn.
Sweet. So then that means mushrooms on a stick. I go looking.
I can't tell if Embryn loves or hates mushrooms.
I can't tell if I love or hate mushrooms.
So, like, considering a food source back at home is giant fungus, and it's not just your sit on the wall kind of fungus. Sometimes it's autonomous, sometimes it screams at you and brings other man-eating fungi your way, and you
Oh,
have to kind
man.
of deal with all of that.
Shriekers.
Yeah, it's kind of both. But when it's just buttered and grilled, and then buttered again, and it's on a skewer and just ready to eat, that's pretty great. Like, that's
Yeah.
the double butter. Like, right? Yeah.
You definitely get a double butter mushroom on a stick from a local booth.
Tears are in Embryn's eyes, because it's been a while.
Yeah. It costs a couple of copper,
That's
so
not the worst.
I tossed her a silver earlier, so
yeah.
We should be square.
The familiar taste of home and the aroma of cardiac arrest fill your lungs.
Just like home. Just like home.
And yeah, crispy, crunchy, as every bit as tasty and delicate as you remember.
Yay.
While you're doing that, you do see people kind of matriculating from this and that, and you start seeing like a large throng of people kind of ushering over to the southeast region into the open space. Beyond the booths, there's like a big like dirt arena that's like a giant like sumo like circle. There's really very few markings on it. And then you see like people raising banners that have in common print the name of their preferred fighter. Looks like it's going to be Bowley versus Whiskers.
Oh, we finally get to see who this Whiskers character is.
He's a fraud.
If you've ever been to like a baseball game, the lines in the sand are drawn, so to speak.
Oh, man. Wait. So you hate Whiskers, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go sit with his fans.
Hell yeah. I like the way you think.
We're gonna die. God.
You guys are the pettiest. Okay. So you settle into the Whiskers camp.
Oh, hell yeah.
People are using corn silk to like fashion fake noses with the whiskers to, indicate it's a tabaxi. What a surprise. A tabaxi is called Whiskers. It's like the equivalent of watching a Red Sox fan get super hype.
Now, why did I think the real fight was going to happen at the wash?
No. The Wash, we have our own less than legal version of this. This is more for the general public, so to speak. Anyways, 5 gold pieces on Bowley. I just raise up the gold.
Oh, damn.
In the Whiskers crowd.
Fucking, all right, well.
As he calls that out, I'm going to turn to Embryn and like, I heard that Bowley guy's he's the ringer. He's going to win.
Oh my God. You just see like rows of, if this was an anime, like the world around you would go dark and you would just see red eyes, like a legion of red eyes just staring at you guys.
Man.
With a pleasant expression, look at the nearest set of red eyes, be like, "Hey, so we're new around here. The fight's usually pretty good."
So when you say that, there's literally only one word that comes out of the dwarf's mouth, and that is leave. And the fans are kind of crowding around you.
Man, I had heard these Panville guys were friendly. It's a little chilly over here, isn't it, Decimeth?
Yeah, I've always heard that these people were nice. Our money should be good here. If this Whiskers guy is as good as they seem to say they are, then nobody should have any problems taking my money.
I'll take that bet.
5 gold pieces is quite a hefty sum.
Yeah, there's one guy that pops up. He's another half orc, bald, wearing the equivalent of bifocals. I'll take that bet and I'll double it.
Oh, you're on.
Oh man,
10 gold pieces.
And there's a third. His friend puts 10 pieces into what appears to be like a wooden basket, and then gestures you to do the same.
Done.
All right. So he puts the basket between both of you guys, so neither one of you is pilfering the gold before the match is settled.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on that bowl of money or whatever.
Embryn has buried her face in a flatbread piece she picked up on her way over, and is like, I don't know them. I don't know them at all. I just came here to watch this. I don't know them. Good God, I'm gonna die on my family grounds. Fuck everything. I don't know them.
Another royal? Oh man, I have lucked out, boys. Between you and Carrack, we can get some stuff done here.
Oh, don't be mistaken, Decimeth. The clan Underlock is not royal. We stand on foundation laid by our own hands. We bring light to the many places that would otherwise remain dark by laboring and pulling the stones out of the earth. And I'm sorry to say that we also heap that burden on the backs of people like Krusk. But such was necessary, I feel, some felt, to ensure we could all be as comfortable as possible. So it's a difficult subject right now.
How loud are you having this conversation?
I mean, I was talking at a pretty regular tone. I wasn't whispering or being loud, pretty...
The master of subterfuge, Decimeth.
I'm definitely not yelling it. Probably just trying to, talk so Decimeth hears me past Carrack. I don't know why I somehow imagine Carrack sitting in the middle of us.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's just casual conversation levels. I mean, I'm not thinking about it, I guess, but I'm also not like, hey, it's my family!
Yeah. There are a couple local heads that do kind of turn when they start picking up what you're putting down. And let's just say that if this was a Telltale game, they will remember that.
Oh, no.
There is a very squat dwarf with slick back hair that enters the circle. And he's got this fine jacket that's kind of sparkly, that shimmers in the artificial glow that hangs over the village of Vorota. that's in full bloom right now. And he's like,
A real fancy lad.
"Folks of Vorota," he says in a loud, booming voice that is being augmented by what you presume to be some kind of magic spell. "It's time!" And the crowd, like, loses their shit. And you see a tabaxi, almost black sheened tabaxi with, like, some tufts of white around his muzzle enter the ring. He's wrapped in these, like, heavy, like, vine wraps around his fist. It's basically wrist guard, but it's like goes down almost to his elbow. And the crowd is like cheering. Well, at least the Whiskers side is cheering. And the Bowley side, you're almost deafened by the boos coming from across the pond.
Nice.
It's hard because, like, you're hearing deafening boos coming from across the pond. You're almost being deafened by the Whiskers people screaming, "Whiskers! Whiskers! Whiskers! Whiskers!" And the dwarf is waiting for the dust to settle. And you see this, like, very muscular, like Brock Lesnar levels of built human that comes in afterwards from the other camp. He's got, like, this long, I wouldn't say ratty, but like a really full hipster beard that almost goes down to, like, where his heart region would be. And, like, this long, slick, almost mullet-like hair. And if he was from this world, he'd remind you, like, more of like a Mongolian heritage. And he's similarly, got the hand wraps. He's a little bit more paunchy, but you can tell that it's fat strong as opposed to just being fat.
We talking E Honda or something.
Oh, yeah. If this guy was in our world, he'd be, like, pulling trucks with his back.
Yeah.
Work.
That level where you need the body fat to cushion your bones from the weight that you're lifting.
And the dwarf continues. "People of Vorota, are you ready?" And the crowd is, like, beyond themselves, like, exploding in raucous cheers.
I'm not ready.
"In this corner, from the dirt and soot of Newton, he is an outboxer, weighing 265 English pounds. Bow Lee!" And the Bowley crowd loses their shit, like they just saw the face of God come down. And the boos subsequently from your tent is just, beyond themselves booing.
Decimeth starts cheering in the midst of all the boos, starts shaking random crowd member right next to him, cheering.
Oh my god.
That guy looks like he's about to punch you in the face. Understandably.
Embryn asks Carrack if she can borrow his drink.
I hand her the drink, but still a smug, satisfied look on my face.
In this corner, with a record of 1-0, he is an infighter, weighing 233 English pounds. They call him Whiskers.
Oof.
And the crowd, like,
sounds like a child's song.
And the Whiskers group is just losing their shit. And the Bowley group is just, it's pouring on. And the guy that you shook is just like, he's losing his mind. And subsequently also shaking you back because turnabout is in fact fair play.
Is he ugly crying in glee? Is that what we're talking
Yeah,
here?
he's a mark. Like, totally bought the Whiskers Kool-Aid, hook, line, and sinker. The dwarf waits for this to settle. This fight is scheduled for 3 rounds.
Oh, shit.
KO is the only way to win, aside from referee stoppage. He waits, and like a very slender half-elf kind of enters the ring, subsequently also wearing beautiful garments.
Shit, is this like the first half elf I've seen in a long ass time?
Well, aside from the turkey leg guy that Decimeth stole from, yes.
Oh yeah. All right. So I've seen a couple in this city. Interesting.
Your official for tonight is Miles Parander. And the half elf kind of like does like a bow to the crowd, both sides, making sure that no one feels ostracized.
Anybody you know?
No.
The dwarf says, "No eye gouging, no hitting below the belt. Kicking is only allowed below the knee. Any subsequent rules are therefore added at the official's consideration." The referee brings the two guys in. They do the standard like fight pose. Grappling is allowed, but when taken to the ground, you are to back off. Fight fans, I have only one question for you. What time is it? What time is it? And the crowd, on beat, screams, "It's time to knuckle up!" Special thanks to our logo designer Sierra Twazin, to Toys and Things in Danvers, Massachusetts, Reaper Miniatures, and Mongoose Publishing. If you enjoy the show, help the podcast grow. Give us a follow on Twitter at Lords Broken, join the community Discord, and maybe consider offering a small tribute to the old ones on our Ko-Fi. All these links and more can be found in our Linktree at linktr.ee/The Broken Lords. Thank you.
When you're done listening to this podcast, check out mine. My name is Dave, and I'm the host of Beer in Front. My podcast is just enjoying the beer that's in front of you. Sometimes we forget about a classic beer while we focus on the new trendy thing. What I try to do each week is to enjoy an old school classic or have a beer that has potential to be a classic. I'll also talk about events of the day, I'll add my spin to things, and each week there are people that really annoy me, and I'll call them out as the jag-off of the week. That's Beer in Front, available wherever you listen to podcasts.